What is up, guys? Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Sunday morning here. We're going to be going over the actives and actives, let you guys know who's in, who's out, and then we'll let you guys get your questions in there, and we will answer as many as we can, as best as we can. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hit refresh on my my Twitter feed here and see what new news we have going about. So at the top of the list, and again, I'm just reading Underdog NFL's tweets. Will Levis inactive for week 8. Mason Rudolph to start. And yes, good morning to Christian. They have ruled out T. Higgins today. He's inactive. He won't play week 8. Big Jamar Chase game. Maybe we see Andre Yoshivas. Not sure if we see more of the tight ends today, but a big loss for the Cincinnati Bengals today. Zay Flowers is active for the Baltimore Ravens, so good news there. Bucky Irving, he had that toe injury pop up in practice this week. He's active today. Again, no T. Higgins today. I have a note from Rappaport saying DeAndre Hopkins will play a significant amount of snaps in week 8. So I think if you have DeAndre Hopkins, I am all aboard, throwing him out there and hoping for a wide receiver, 3 kind of play, a top 30 day. Hopefully they get him some red zone looks. Should be good for 4 or 5 catches. I like DeAndre Hopkins today against that Raiders team. No Justin Fields. He's downgraded to questionable for Monday night. So maybe we don't see Justin Fields as the emergency backup QB2. I'm going to hit refresh here, but we're thinking Rashad or Travis Etienne's a long shot to play. And it looks like Jaden Daniels has kind of switched the tune here. So it looks like Jaden Daniels has a chance to play today. I'm seeing Travis Etienne officially inactive for week 8. So this Packers-Jags game, I don't really trust Tank Bigsby. If you have to play Tank Bigsby, I think I'm okay with it. Otherwise, Dearness Johnson could be a benefit of this, high passing game. Maybe the Packers get out to a lead. Trevor Lawrence having to throw the ball more. Maybe we see more Dearness Johnson today. Good morning to Harris. Start 1, Romeo Doubs, Bigsby, JSN, or Rico Dowdle. I'm probably going to play I really like the Packers passing matchup today, but I'm going to lean JSN. We got no DK Metcalf today. I think if you have JSN, I'm probably going to lean towards getting him in there. If I were ranking these guys, I would go JSN, Dobbs, Rico, Bigsby. And hey, good morning to Jason. Hope you're doing well. We trusting Flowers or should I go with Dell? I love Zay Flowers. We know what his ceiling is. And we've seen the floor with Zay Flowers. We've also seen floors and ceilings with Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell is probably the play today going up against the Indianapolis Colts. If you're nervous about Zay Flowers, I am nervous about Tank Dell too. Going 0 catches on 4 targets last week. That does not sit, really well with me. But I like Tank Dell today. I'm just looking at his numbers from week 1. 3 for 40 on 7 targets, 8.9 points. He had 2 carries for 19 yards in that game. I'm going to probably lean Zay Flowers a little bit, but that's a really tough call there, Jason. I'm going to go Zay Flowers against the Browns, but if you want to go Tank Dell, I won't object. They're like in the same tier for me. They're like, strong to mid wide receiver 2 potentials. Good morning to Daniel. Jaden Mahomes, Purdy, or Bo Nix. Okay, so I've been kind of thinking if you have Jaden Daniels, I'm probably going to play Jaden Daniels. I don't love Brock Purdy tonight, just with all the questions, with Kittle and Debo and just, I don't know, something doesn't feel amazing here. I do like Bo Nix though, but something about Mahomes today. So if you're nervous about Jaden Daniels, I'm going to rank them as Jaden, Mahomes, Nix, and Purdy. That's probably how I'm going to do that. I do like Mahomes today. There's that revenge narrative where, the Raiders were kind of making fun of him with the Kermit thing. And I think we're probably looking at 2 Mahomes touchdowns today, maybe 250 passing yards. So safest play is Mahomes. Otherwise, you can go Jaden Daniels, but I'll probably lean Mahomes today. And good morning to Next Gen for my flex. Tank Dell or Najee Harris. Interesting. Okay. So basically what it comes down to is I feel really good about the Steelers against the Giants, being able to control the ball, play from a lead, play good defense against the Giants. I feel good about Najee Harris racking up that volume, whether that's 15 to 18 touches in this one. I do like Tank Dell, but I think not over Najee Harris. I'm probably going to go Najee Harris because he's also got a really safe floor. We don't really know what to expect from Tank Dell. So I'm going to lean Najee Harris here being the safe play and a good, 14 to 16 point play. Maybe he finds the end zone against the Giants. I'll go Najee Harris here, but it's close. Christian Kirk or Xavier Worthy, the double PPR machine. Okay. So with DeAndre Hopkins there, you have to think Xavier Worthy is going to lose, just a little bit of targets. I think that, again, that game against Green Bay could be high scoring. It could be more passing here. But Christian Kirk just really hasn't really stepped up into this wide receiver 3 role that we kind of bought him for. So Worthy's your best chance at a touchdown. I think Christian Kirk probably has more reception. So I'm going to lean Christian Kirk here. CJ Stroud or Caleb Williams? I'm going Caleb Williams here. Just against Washington, I like that matchup a lot. They're coming off a bye week. That should be a nice game plan for Caleb entering this week here. All the receivers are healthy. Stroud still leaving a little bit more to be desired, I think, without Nico Collins. I'm going to go Caleb Williams. I'm going to go JSN here, David. Again, I do like Zay Flowers a lot, but we kind of don't know what we're getting. JSN has been kind of up and down this season, but without DK Metcalf this afternoon, I'm going to take advantage of that and go JSN. Dobbs over JSN. I like it. I mean, the odds of Romeo Dobbs catching a touchdown are probably greater, so I like that. I think, for ceiling games, they're both, like a 20 to 22-point ceiling, and Dobbs has been hot. It's a great matchup for Romeo Dobbs. I trust Jordan Love a ton. I'm cool with Dobbs if you want to go Dobbs over JSN. Any stat about Carolina against? Let me see here. What's our stats? I mean, Carolina is really bad against the running backs, Daniel. Let me look and see what we got here. I mean, they're allowing the most running back points per game. So you do want to play them. They've allowed 13 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's 4 more than the next closest team. So I think, against QBs. Okay. Bo Nix could have a ton of rushing yards. Let me look at that real quick here. Pulling up the Panthers. All right, so far this year, they let Jaden Daniels get 50 yards. They let Marcus Mariota in that same game get 34. So 84 yards allowed last week. Kirk Cousins doesn't run the ball, so we'll rule him out. We did see Caleb Williams get 34 yards. We did see Joe Burrow get 10. It looks like Gardner Minshew had 14, Herbert had 18, and Derek Carr had 13. So they're not really playing a ton of running quarterbacks, but a guy like Bo Nix right now, in my player props article on my website, we did take a Bo Nix over rushing prop total. So let me just pull that up here real quick. We like that one a lot. It's Bo Nix over 31.5 rushing yards. I feel good about Bo Nix running the ball today. And they're going to be playing from a lead. They're going to be kind of doing what they want on offense. I feel good about Bo Nix running the ball today. Nix, Geno, Daniels need 2. They all start in the second window. Okay, that's very helpful. I think, man, if they're putting Jaden Daniels out there, man, like I'm playing Jaden Daniels. So then it comes down to Geno and Nix. I feel safer about Bo Nix, honestly. This is a tricky spot here. No DK Metcalf today. It's against a really good Buffalo Bills defense. I think I would rank these guys as Daniels, Nix, and then Geno third. And Nick, Geno really hasn't thrown a lot of touchdowns this year. He's throwing for a ton of yards, which is great. But his touchdowns, he's only at 8 touchdowns despite leading the league in passing yards. So he's only getting basically 1 touchdown per game right now. His last week he had 2. That was his first game with 2 touchdowns. I'm going to lean Bo Nix, who's got a good chance to throw one, always a chance to run one, and he's probably just a safe floor right now. He's been playing good ball. I'm going to hit refresh here on my feeds and see if I have any more active and inactive news for you guys. And if you're with me, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you guys are new. It helps us. It helps the channel grow, and we appreciate that. So Allen Lazard inactive for week 8. I'm seeing Tyreek Hill active with a foot, but he should be fine. I don't think there is anything else too crazy. I'm pretty excited for today. There's no bye week, so we get the full Sunday experience, which makes me pretty happy. So we got some good games today. And hey, no problem, David. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the chat room. Games I'm most excited about today. Let me just go over to DraftKings real quick. I think I was I'm still excited about Cincinnati and Philly. I think that's a really fun game in the early window. I think the other fun game, I think the Jags Packers is going to be a good matchup today with a lot of points. There's 49 points implied in that one. And then that Eagles Bengals game has me excited. I don't know what to think about Atlanta and Tampa Bay. They gave us a really good matchup on Thursday Night Football a few weeks back. And I think, just Tampa Bay being down all the receiver weapons, we might see them lean on the ground a little bit more. So I do like the Buccaneers backs today. Daniel's asking Ferguson or Tucker Kraft. So I do like Jake Ferguson. I think from a volume standpoint, he's probably the guy that I would imagine gets, 6 to 7 targets, whereas Kraft, we're banking on Kraft scoring a touchdown to make our fantasy day. He's either going to be 2 for 19 or he's going to be, 3 for 40 and a touchdown, something like that. So I typically lean with the volume here. I will go Jake Ferguson. I like the matchup. And I think tonight's game is going to be very, very good. San Francisco versus the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams are pretty desperate. Dallas coming off a bye week. Like there's a lot up for grabs here. And San Francisco, last week against Kansas City, they allowed 8 for 83 to tight ends. The week before to Seattle, 7 for 76. Arizona went 8 for 60 and a touchdown. Even New England scored a touchdown against them. So tight ends have been getting fantasy points against the 49ers. So I will go with Ferguson. But honestly, they're in the same tier. They're both like tight end 8, 9, 10 in that range for me this week. So I did not expect that. I had Puka ranked. I'm looking at my rankings right now. I had him ranked 25th. So I put him over a bunch of guys that I was like, questions on. So I did expect Puka to hit like 10 to 12 points, but I didn't expect them to just come out and pummel him with targets, give him carries. Like, honestly, like I just watching that Thursday night game, I'm nervous about Cooper Kupp, man. He didn't really look like an elite fantasy option. It was Puka Nacua that looked like a league winner down the stretch for us. So very excited if I have Puka Nacua on my teams. We know he's a must start every week going forward. And the Rams offense, oh my goodness, that was it was impressive. Rams, man, they might be on a nice little run here. So I like that Rams offense right now. Good morning to JSC, Kareem Hunt or Jordan Mason. So we love that matchup with Mason against the Cowboys run defense, but I really like Kareem Hunt too against the Raiders. That matchup is really, really good. I'm not a big Jordan Mason fan, and his numbers really haven't been good. They have not been, able to run the ball consistently the last few games. But I'm looking at his PPR numbers. He's had about 9 points in 3 of the last 3 games here. So he's got a safe floor, good chance at getting a touchdown this weekend. I do feel pretty good about Jordan Mason, but the hot hand, Kareem Hunt against the Raiders, I kind of want to play Kareem Hunt here. I will tell you that Jordan Mason is the safer play. He's going to get the volume against Dallas. My heart says Kareem Hunt. My head's telling you Jordan Mason, but they're both top 10 plays. If it was my lineup, I'm putting Kareem Hunt in. But I think both backs are in for good days today. And hey, we got Rave. Good morning, my man. Geno or Dak Prescott. So I'm kind of thinking Dak Prescott in this one against the 49ers. They're coming off a bye, and last year was kind of the same story. Dallas really had some bad ups and downs to begin the season last year. They had the week 7 bye. They came back and they just pummeled CeeDee Lamb with targets. And lately the 49ers defense just really hasn't been great, but they've been limiting quarterbacks to a ton of fantasy points here. So I think I'm going to go Dak Prescott. It's close. I do like Geno Smith today, but he's playing against Buffalo, which I don't really want to mess with Buffalo. Buffalo, they've only had 1 game that they let a quarterback have a good week for fantasy. So I'm going to go Dak Prescott here. And this one's easy for me, Rave. I really, really love David Njoku today. I saw the Ravens are missing a bunch of cornerbacks today. Their secondary is banged up right now. Jameis Winston's at the helm. We could see, David Njoku catch another 10 balls like he did last week. So Njoku is like tight end, I think 3 for me this week. Feel very good about Njoku. I still like Ferguson, but I love Njoku. This one's easy for me, JSC. I'm not starting Cortland Sutton after that goose egg. And this is a game where the Broncos are going to be able to control the game, run the ball, play good defense. They might not have to throw the ball a ton today. I'm going JSN here, which should be, I would assume 9 to 10 targets for JSN today with DK Metcalf out. Yeah. So I'm a Packer fan first and foremost. But my most important league, I bought my Jacksonville Jaguars sweatshirt to support my Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., Evan Ingram stack. So I'm purely a fan of football. It's a cool sweatshirt, but I'm rooting for my Packers today. But I want the Jags to look good offensively. So it's a fun way to do it. Rave gets, I got Marvin Harrison Jr. and $8 fab, and we traded away Devonta Smith. I like it. I think buying low on Marvin Harrison Jr. is a good opportunity right now. It looks like the offense has not been clicking yet, but there's signs that maybe it's a squeaky wheel thing where Marvin they have to figure out offensively how to get him more layup throws, whether they're quick slants or even screens. They are moving him around here, but they're not really letting him get easy points. So I'm hoping as the year goes on, we're going to see Marvin continue to grow and develop and help that offense kind of figure it out and unlock the passing game here. So rest of season, I would prefer Marvin Harrison over Devonta Smith right now. Good morning to Jesse. Hope we're doing well, my man. Rachaad White, Shakir, JSN, pick 2. I think this one's pretty easy for me. I really like JSN today. I just think any game with DK Metcalf. I think there was one game last year that DK didn't play, and JSN had the best game of his season last year. It's a good spot here. So I think JSN's the safe guy to get 8 to 10 targets. So I'm going to follow that volume. And then Rachaad White versus Shakir. We got a dinged up Bucky Irving right now heading into today. He missed practice, I think, on Thursday. Was able to come back. Tampa Bay is just so bad at they're just so injured at receiver right now. I think we see them lean on the running backs today. Rachaad White is a safe, I think he's probably hitting 10 to 12 carries today, and whether he gets 3, 4, 5 catches, I think that's what's on top of it. So even though Shakir is kind of the volume, or he's not really a volume guy, he's an efficient play. I think my head goes to JSN and Rachaad White over Shakir. I do expect more Amari Cooper today. Maybe I don't know who. That's a tough question because I don't know who Amari Cooper takes snaps from. Is it Matt Collins? Is it Keon Coleman? Is it Shakir? But with Shakir, you're banking on a touchdown. So I'm going to do the volume, Rachaad White, and JSN and Rachaad White. Thank you, sir. Chris Olave or MPJ? Is that MPJ? Who's MPJ? Michael Pittman Jr. Okay. I was thinking Michael Porter Jr. Chris Olave or Michael Pittman. I'm going Chris Olave today. I know we don't really love Spencer Rattler as a quarterback, but I know he's had a quote out there where he's just going to target Chris Olave. So I do like Olave today over Pittman. I don't trust the Colts passing game, at least. So I'm going to go Chris Olave, and what should be more targets for Chris Olave than Michael Pittman Jr. Good morning to Michi. Pearsall or Xavier Worthy? I kind of want to go Ricky Pearsall, my man, because I like Xavier Worthy. You're banking on a touchdown from him. When he doesn't score a touchdown, we're getting 4 or 5 points, which just isn't enough right now. Whereas with Pearsall, he steps into the number 2 role today. We have a questionable Deebo Samuel, which he's battled illness. I think it was it pneumonia or something. So I don't really trust Deebo Samuel today. I think George Kittle was also dinged up a little bit. I kind of want to play Ricky Pearsall. I think Jawan Jennings is also out too. I'm going to go Ricky Pearsall here. I don't really feel great about Worthy today. He did almost have a deep touchdown last weekend, which would have been, opened it up. So if you don't feel good about a Worthy touchdown, I think you got to go Ricky Pearsall today. And I'm pretty excited about Dallas 49ers tonight. And yeah, we're going to go with Chris Olave here, JSC. I'm going to hit refresh on my feeds and see if I can find any more active or player news for us. It looks like we're pretty much caught up, though. We got most of it out of the way. So hopefully you guys get everything you need today. I think it's going to be a fun day today. Hopefully scoring is up. Last week was so bad. Pearsall, Boyd, or Tolbert? Tolbert's been looking good lately. I'm trying to remember what he's been doing before the bye week here, because he's a guy that I think could emerge down the stretch here and be like a nice wide receiver 3 flex. his last 5 games, 8 points, 21, 5 points, 13, and 14. He's got 2 touchdowns in the last 5 games. I kind of like Tolbert a little bit more than Pearsall. They're both kind of in that same tier for me. I'm going to lean with Jalen Tolbert here just because I've seen it a little bit more. As much as I like Ricky Pearsall today, I think I like Tolbert just an inch or so more, but both good options. I would rank them Tolbert, Pearsall, and Boyd third. And Boyd's a sleep. He's kind of a sleeper just because it's the Lions matchup and they might be able to pummel him with targets today. So Boyd's a sleeper. Good morning. Start Jacoby Myers or Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr. It is Jacoby's first game back. I don't really trust him a ton, and we have seen Gardner Minshew kind of plaster his number 1 receivers with targets. But I think the big game potential for Marvin Harrison Jr. outweighs the big game potential for Jacoby Myers. Chiefs defense is really good. I don't really want to mess with that and risk anything. And Jacoby's not really 100% healthy, I feel like. So just me being a fan of the Cardinals and Marvin Harrison Jr., we're waiting for that moment where the offense clicks and he becomes, that 5, 6, 7 catch per game receiver. I want to think it's going to happen this week. The Dolphins defense has been pretty good, but I'm going to lean Marvin Harrison Jr. today. I think you feel really good about Davante Adams today there, JIC. I think he's scoring a touchdown in my prop bets on the website today. We do have a Davante Adams anytime touchdown today. Dude got 9 targets in his first game back. He's got a better, comfortable feel with the offense. I would bet Davante Adams has a nice day today against the New England Patriots. So I think he's more like a top 15 receiver today. Let me just see where I ended up with my rankings for Davante. If you guys are a member of the fellowship, I did update the rankings this morning if you guys want to check it out. And I did include T. Higgins not playing. I've got Davante Adams at wide receiver 8 today. So I feel very good about that. I probably need to get my Tyreek Hill up, though. I have Tyreek at 9, so I got to move Tyreek Hill up. But love Davante Adams today. Any more questions for you guys? Get them in there. I'll probably get out of here in a couple minutes. If you guys do have any more questions in whatever, we have an hour or so before the games kick off, you guys can always comment on the video or hit me up on X at the fellow KGB, and I will answer as fast and quick as I can. But fun day today, man. It's a fun one. No buys. It should be the full experience. And football was so bad last week. The scoring was down, a lot of bad quarterbacks and injuries and things like that. So hopefully we get a bounce back, high scoring week and you guys get everything that you need to dominate today. But otherwise, I'm going to get out of here for today. We got one more in here, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. I'm playing Lamar Jackson. He's playing at an MVP level right now. It's a divisional game against the Browns. It's in Cleveland. I just don't want to bench Lamar, man. Josh Allen, as good as he played last week, we finally saw them kind of open up the passing game with Cooper in town. But overall, Josh Allen has had more downs than ups this year. And I don't know. I think they could get steady in the passing game here, but I think you got to give the benefit of the doubt to Lamar Jackson the way he's playing. Pretty crazy decision there, though, Lamar or Josh Allen, if they're on the same team. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. Again, if you guys have any more questions, you guys can hit them up on X at the fellow KGB, fire it up there, or comment on the video. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Good luck. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Got me feeling icy.